Hello and welcome everybody to another build video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a board that I have been pretty excited for a while as an avid 75% exploded enjoyer. This here is the Portico75 by TheKey.Company. We're going to be taking a look at this. This is their lavender purple one. I've been wanting a purple board for a while. I'm currently in the market for a Mammoth 75 Violet, but I think this will scratch the itch a little bit for now. So let's go ahead and take a look at this board and kind of go over it. And what we're going to do today is going to be a bit of a quick build because we're going to be working with a board that's pretty much already ready to go. And we just got to throw in some switches and some keycaps, and we'll go over that here in just a moment. Actually, let's go ahead and do that now. So this is the Portico75. It's a 75% exploded layout. It's got the two extra keys over here, the exploded arrow keys, and then our F row is exploded as well. So let's take a look at what we're going to be putting into it today. So today we're going to be putting Akko Starfish into it. The Akko Starfish are a linear switch with a polycarbonate top and bottom and dust-proof stem, and it's a dual stage spring that has a polycarbonate top and bottom. I think I already said that, but so here we could see how we've got it broken out. So we've got the polycarbonate bottom, and it's kind of like a pinkish color, and I thought it would go really well with the setup here. So then we've got kind of like an opaque lavender polycarbonate bottom, and I don't know if you'll be able to see in there too well, but it does have like a shallower bottom out. So these jelly style switches do tend to allow for better compatibility with the cherry keycaps. So here's your dual stage spring. So we've got that middle section, and this is a 50 gram actuation and a 60 gram bottom out, roughly. So let's go ahead and put this guy back together. So we're going to be using those, and this is just kind of a dummy box because I actually had these in a different build, and we've got a little bucket of those that we're going to use today. And then the star of the show, I don't even know how to classify these, but these are the keycaps. So these are kind of a no-name keycap set that I found. I mean, there are a bunch of EVA01s, so it's based off of Neon Genesis Evangelion, but they look pretty decent. I mean, they're dye-subbed for sure. So let's see if we can take a look at those. Put some light up here so you're not in the dark all the time. But yeah, it's a pretty good dye-sub job. Maybe if I flip it around. And I was actually impressed with these because it had, some of the lettering on it. It's kind of silly in ways, test type and then space. So I liked that. I liked the novelty-esque design on the enter key. So, these are a little bit different than some of the other sets that I've seen. And then you've got your GMK EVA01. Which is a pretty nice set, but I do kind of like the busyness of this a little bit better. And I think that's a fun noise. I think it's going to go pretty good with the purple theme that we've got going on here. So we've got the purple Portico and the EVA01, and then it's not the same green, it's more of a pea green on the stems, but I mean, I think that'll still be kind of fun underneath. And really that's what today's all about. It's just kind of building a board that is was meant for like the budget crowd, but still offer some of the features that you would like in something a little bit more premium. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is the Portico75. They've also got a 65, I believe, that they produced. This particular one it's fully gasket mounted. It has a silicone insert here. And I did leave it pre-assembled, but I do kind of wish I took it apart. But there is a silicone insert inside there, so you can see that white bit there. But so it fills the entirety of the bottom. And then you have nice little screws all the way around that are kind of like, they're not hex bolts like we've been seeing lately in some of the builds that I've been doing, but they are nice Phillips, thick Phillips, and pretty robust. And what makes this special is that it's not like your Next Time 75 or anything like that. In the sense that you know, it's gasket mounted, but the gasket mount actually functions. So if we look here, you can kind of see maybe that the board flexes a little bit, and I think that's kind of nice. It's included, it has an included FR4 plate, and then there is a felt plate dampener, and I think that's going to be pretty neat. And the intention today is to, let's just kind of put this together, throw some unlubed Starfish on it, throw these keycaps on it, and just get an idea of what it would sound like for somebody who decided to buy this as a budget-oriented board. So this was $140 USD, I believe, plus shipping, and it did come with C3 stabilizers. Now I've switched out the stabilizers for C3 Wuche lavender stabilizers because I thought that thematically the lavender would look a little bit better than black. So we're gonna go with this and get these guys put on there, and then we'll do a sound test to see what she sounds like. So let's get started. I do want to point out once again, I am kind of violating my own rule. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm not supporting the hot swap sockets. Again, I'm confident that I can insert these without damaging the hot swap socket, but there is always that chance that you can. So you should remove the PCB from the board and lay it on a flat surface and make sure that you are securing those hot swaps, these little guys right here, on the back to make sure that you don't accidentally pop them off. And you know, just so that way you don't have to fix the board if you do happen to break it. So let's continue. And there we go. So not exactly thematically correct. I was thinking that they were a bit more purple. Yeah, you can see here they are quite pinky looking on top, and the green really comes through, and it's not the right color green either, but you know, we'll make do with it. And seems the neighbor started mowing, so we'll come back and revisit this here in a few minutes and get these keycaps put on once they finish up. Ha! Alright, seems like the neighbor has toned down his mowing enough that we can go ahead and get started on this. So again, these are EVA01 keycaps. I'll put a link to them on AliExpress in the description, because I'm not exactly sure what manufacturer they are. So checked out the description for that. But let's go ahead and get started on these keycaps, because this is going to take a minute with one of these funky trays where every individual key is placed. So let's get going. Alright, this is a bummer, because I don't have any of the larger 1.5 Control and Alt keys with this kit. It's kind of a bummer. Like, it looks like there's a slot here for them, but they don't exist. So that's what we get for now, and I'm super bummed out by that, but we'll work with it. Let's get these last arrow keys on real quick. So other than the fact that I didn't do my proper research, and I assumed when I purchased this that it had the 3 keys over here like you see on most 75% exploded boards, so I done goofed on that, so that was on me. But so far I think the theming is pretty nice, and I don't know if you can see here, but I mean well, I guess the table's flexing more than the board is right now, but let's try that. Get this camera stabilized for you, and then see if we can't get you a little closer. But never shows up very well on cam. But there's some decent flex here. I just really what I wanted to show you was the legend. So these keycaps, while cheap, they do have a pretty nice feel to them. It's a little rougher texture. And let me grab one of these over here. in the calipers. Alright, so I got the calipers, so let's get you back in focus. So let's take a look and see how thick these guys are. What? That's actually quite surprising. They're like a millimeter thick. These are actually quite thin. I'm kind of curious how they're going to sound. So, yeah. So, speaking of how they sound, why don't we go ahead and do a sound test? Let's do that. Alright, I got a level with you. I normally record the sound tests after I record the main video, and the sound was so bad that I went ahead and swapped the switches out with SP Star Magic Girls. Enjoy! All right then. It kind of sounds exactly like I had expected when you pair a polycarbonate switch with FR4 in a plastic case and silicone as the filler. You don't get any of that foamy sound because there's no room for foam. Of course, we haven't tape modded or anything, but you do get that really light chiclet sound that I love in some boards, but I'm not terribly in love right now with this. So I think we're going to revisit this later, and I think I might get some Jaywick Black Ultimates, maybe, or just some Jaywick Blacks. I haven't decided yet, but something with a nylon, and we'll try that out, and maybe we can find some MT3 or OSA to put on this to kind of bring that tone down a little bit, because I was expecting to have something that was in the higher tones because of the FR4, but I was also expecting to maybe get something that was a little bit better than that in terms of depth, and maybe lubing the Starfish will help as well. But again, we'll revisit that. And yeah, so I know it was a quick, easy one since we already had a lot of the base assembled, and we're just trying to get a base line with this because this is my first time building this, and I haven't really done any research on what appropriate mods are and whatnot for it. So I'm digging the flex. Like, that flex is amazing for what this is, and I look forward to building it out. So again, thank you for joining me, and I look forward to having you in future videos. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you like this content, and let me know in the comments the type of different content you would like to see. And especially, I would like to know what you think about these keycaps. You know, would you call these a clone? Would you call them inspired? Would you call them garbage? I'm not sure. They are quite thin keycaps. I was not expecting that. But anyway, until next time, y'all have a good one.